Do you remember the dodo? No, none of us do. We only know it from illustrations and carved souvenirs. Sadly, it went extinct nearly 400 years ago. This was caused by a combination of hunting by humans, habitat loss, and the introduction of invasive species, which preyed on it or their eggs. Their extinction took less than 100 years. This is a crooked little alley in central Sydney, Australia, called Angel Place. This is an evocatively named art installation, Forgotten Songs. 180 pointedly empty bird cages are suspended above the street below. The forgotten songs of 50 bird species are played at the appropriate time of day and night. These are birds that have been pushed out of the city area due to habitat loss and are now endangered, threatened, vulnerable, or possibly even in some cases extinct. Either way, they are no longer to be found or heard within the city limits. The bird species are named in plaques on the pavement. A very meaningful and thought-provoking display.
Thankfully, there are people who are concerned enough to take action. Some good Samaritans organize a monthly coastal cleanup along different parts of our beaches and coastline.
Mallard ducks are very pretty, but an aggressive alien species. They were introduced from Europe as ornamental birds and for sport hunting. They are unfortunately interbreeding with our indigenous ducks and could hybridize and wipe out entire species if left unchecked. They can interbreed with about 40 other waterfowl species, and they do.
Cape Town City Council is now assessing our dams and water bodies to see which birds should be euthanized and if and where permits might be granted. There are estimated to be as many as 2,000 of them in the Cape Town metropole alone. We do not know how many hybrids there are. BirdLife South Africa has an annual vote for Bird of the Year. Contenders are birds whose habitat is threatened, whose conservation status is vulnerable, and very existence could be at risk. One of the contenders for Bird of the Year for 2026 was the Black Harrier. There are only about 1,300 of them remaining. In the Western Cape Overberg, there is a recently declared nature reserve at Harwachskloof, beyond Bredasdorp. The World Wildlife Fund bought the farm in 2013. It forms part of the largest and most contiguous lowland renosterveld area remaining in the Overberg and therefore in the world. This reserve is 80% virgin land, while the remaining 20% is previously ploughed, recovering land. There is a Black Harrier research program underway here. The breeding sites have been mapped out over the past years, and with fundraising donations, they have been able to tag at least 15 of the birds. The tags help them to monitor the birds and better understand their threats. This is the bird that has been chosen as Bird of the Year for 2026. This will draw attention to its status and further conservation efforts.
The alarm was raised in May this year by the Endangered Wildlife Trust's EWT Wildlife Poisoning Surveillance and Detection System in a remote section of Kruger National Park. Officials arrived to uncover the grim reality. An elephant carcass had been deliberately laced with highly toxic agrochemicals, a calculated act by poachers to kill vultures for their body parts. Vultures have a highly efficient digestive system designed to break down harmful bacteria and pathogens, but they are not equipped to handle synthetic agrochemicals. These toxins act swiftly, often killing birds within minutes. Lying around the carcass were the bodies of 116 vultures. Among them, 102 white-backed vultures, status critically endangered. 20 Cape vultures, status vulnerable. 1 leopard-faced vulture, status endangered. Another 7 vultures died in the hours following, bringing the total death toll to 123. Help arrived quickly. Veterinary teams from Mohonohono Wildlife Rehab Centre, Rhino Veterinary Services, and Wildscapes Veterinary Services joined the operation, supported by SANParks aerial units, including helicopters deployed for the first time ever in a wildlife poisoning response of this scale. The rescue by the numbers: 84 vultures rescued alive, 45 transported via EWT's vulture ambulance, 39 airlifted by helicopter to SANParks Canine Unit in Palaborwa. The success of this underscores what is possible when surveillance, rapid response, and cross-sector partnerships work together. In 2019, more than 530 vultures and 2 eagles were killed in Botswana, using 3 poison carcasses. And in 2020, almost 2,000 vultures were poisoned to death in Guinea-Bissau, driven by demand in traditional medicine markets. Poisoning incidents affect not only vultures, but also lions, hyenas, and other apex predators. Let's hope they can survive, and that their, and all birds in general, numbers can increase as more people become aware of the importance of preserving habitat, species, as well as curbing invasive alien species.